Good morning, welcome to iCare, iMove, our Totter class. So we're getting ready for our Monday start of our Move More session. So join us on Monday as well if you are ready to join us. Oh, I can't speak today. If you're joining us for Move More course, then come along on Monday. And if you've not registered, register with us. Give us a call. The number's down there, or email us, okay? So if you're worried about falling, if you have fallen, or if you know somebody who is at risk of falling, let us know, okay? As usual, do what you can today. If you need to sit down, sit. If you can stand, then stand and work to your own abilities, okay? So let's get going, shall we? So let's think about your lovely posture. I'm going to stand up straight away because you're so strong now. I'm going to stand up, and please stand up safely, properly. We come up to standing and we always pump our heels, don't we?
And why? Why do we pump our heels?
Why do we pump our heels? It stops you feeling dizzy. It pushes that blood up through your calves, through up to your heart, to your brain. Stops you feeling dizzy, stops you having a vasovagal is what it's called, really, the official term. But for everybody else, it stops you feeling dizzy. So we're going to come back behind your chairs for now. If you're seated, just sit up, come forwards into that front third of your chair. So you're in that self-supporting spine. And then I want you to really think about the posture. So keep those feet still, feet hip width. And then I just want you to lift through the chest, okay? So instead of rounded shoulders, open up the shoulders, lift through the chest and through the belly. So you've got length through the front of the body, relax the shoulders and just take them back. And then we're going to come into that shoulder roll. So up, back and down, send those shoulder blades right back and down and take your time with it. Okay, really take your time. Feel those movements right to the edges, right to the outside edges of those joints. Okay, let's move one and then the other. And we start to just take the weight from one side of the legs to the other. So we're transferring weight just side to side as well as moving those shoulders. And then I want you to bring in the elbows. So taking the elbows backwards. That's it. So into our circulation boost part of the session. So we come back to a march. So we always come back to a march to start raising those heartbeats, getting your whole body warm. Okay. Lovely. Okay, feet nice and still again under your hips and lift those shoulders. So a shoulder raise and lower them down. So lifting those shoulders and then pressing those hands right the way down and pulling the belly in, feeling that length lifted. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Keep breathing. It's important, you know. And then back to your march. So how do we march? Lifting those feet up, peeling them up from your toes to your heels, and then putting them back down from your heel. Sorry, you peel them up from your heel to your toe, put them down toe to heel. So no flat feet, okay? Really working. So I want you to slow it down. Really work through that whole foot. Okay, so lift, point, lift. Lift the heel, point the toes, lift that foot. And you plant it back down as carefully. So look at my feet. Have a look how slow I'm doing it. So I'm slow, super slow, working through the front of your ankles into the back of the Achilles as well. So working through that whole ankle. And you know that we love to move the ankles before we make bigger movements. And let's come back to a march and then we'll go straight back to ankles again. Seated or standing, it's the same. So we're going to dig our heels onto the floor on one spot. On that same spot, you lift your leg and put the toes on that same spot. Lift, put the heel down. So you've got big movement through the hips, lifting that whole leg, and you're pointing the toes down, squeezing the toes up, getting some lovely, lovely movement into the ankle. If you're seated, you can carry on doing this, or you can make that big rotation. So if you're seated, you can make a big rotation, but to the outside edges of those movements as usual. Okay, let's swap sides. So heel and toe. And when you get used to that movement, think about your posture again, lifting up through the chest. So toe, heel, toe and heel. Are you hanging on for dear life, or are you just touching your chair or your support, your sideboard, your wall, or are you okay?
Or hands-free.
Hands-free.
I like that, Anita. That was funny.
Lovely. And Rosemary.
Oh,
Yes,
and Rosemary
Peter. Lovely.
Peter.
And back to your march. Fabulous. So that shows how confident you are that you can perform these, and they are a little bit of balance as well, perform these movements without holding on. So what a lot of progression you've made. Okay. So we're going to bend through the knees. We're going to come into that semicircle of the hips. So send your hips to one side, send them forwards to me, to the other side and back to centre. To what the other side, forwards. So in a semicircle. Okay, I'll show you from the side. So side, forwards, side and centre. And you must bend your knees, otherwise you get hardly any movement through those hips. So just warming up through the pelvis. Hips, lower back. Lovely. And then back to your march. Lovely. Dee, dee, dee. Excellent. And then we're going to hold it there. We're just going to work through the neck. So we're just going to take a look to one side and then come back to the front again. Come to the side and to the front. And hold it in the front if you need to just reset. So lift. Take a look to the side, reset to the front, to the side, and then we're going to go chin to chest now. So just gently feel that stretch into the neck and down again. So just a couple there. And then we come to looking at the ceiling, not overstretching, and forwards, lifting the chin, and then into our favourite chin, back of neck stretch. So finger on your chin. And then we pull the chin away from that finger and bring it straight back.
Does this make sense when you do this one?
Yes, I love this one.
Can you feel it in the back of the neck?
You should feel it here. So as you pull back, it really lengthens.
I tell you what's quite nice, if you just come in at a little angle.
Yeah.
So instead of just pulling directly back, turn your nose 10, 15 degrees and then pull back. And then the other way, 10 or 15, just slightly. So
so that gets the other side.
So these are like, so we carry so much tension around the neck. So this just helps us stretch all of that stuff off.
Yeah, and you can really feel it, can't you? And I sleep on my tummy, so I spend a lot of my night with my head to one side. So this feels lovely. It's a nice stretch. Okay, back to your march. Let's keep that circulation going. Excellent. Okay, soften through the knees, bend the knees, hands to the side, lateral lean. So lean to one side, hand slides down the thigh and the other hand just slides up the waist. Now from the side, we go directly to the side. We don't lean forwards, okay? Because what we're trying to do is stretch through the waist. And if you're leaning forwards, then you're not going to stretch that area. So just a gentle lean. Keeping the head in line, as always, so protecting the neck and the spine, especially as we get older. Our lovely bones, we need to keep them strong, but sometimes they let us down a bit, so just protecting those bones and spines. Okay, send your hand to the back of the leg and the front of the leg. So just a diagonal movement and stretch, forwards and back. Forwards and back, and then change sides. So it's like you're giving your bum a little massage and your thigh. That's it. Lovely. And then little march. One more movement to warm you up, and then we'll come straight into our endurance. Okay, so bend through the knees. If you've got a chair in front of you, we're just going to take a rotation, take a little turn to the side and come back to centre. So hips stay facing the front, okay? The movement comes through the waist and the ribs. That's it, Rob. And if you want to, you can cross your hands. But actually I prefer to just slide my hands along the chair. And softening those knees means that you can keep those hips nice and still, which just means that you can get a bigger movement through the torso, through the waist, through the trunk. Lovely. And then back to your march. Is everybody okay? Give me a thumbs up.
Ah,
Good.
let's get those big arms. I
Yeah.
love watching Jenny's arms.
So let's take it bigger. So bigger march now. So we do a lot of marching. Marching's good. So the bigger the arms, the harder your hearts work. And the higher you lift your knees, the harder your heart works too. So swinging those arms right in front of you, keeping the elbows bent. That's it. And trying to take the elbow behind you so you get a full range of movement through the shoulder, through that hinge movement, okay? Lovely. Okay, no legs, keep the feet still and just swing these arms. So, making movements bigger now. That's it. So, you can see that my hands are kind of sliding across my hips and coming up to the side of my face. And then back to the march. Lovely. Okay, we're going to start to tap out. So tap and tap. So opening out the hips, coming into some bigger movements. That's it. In seated, it's exactly the same. It's a tap. And you might need to just be a bit slower, but go at your own pace anyway, as always. Lovely. So tap and tap. Tap and tap. Tap. So slightly forwards to the diagonal, okay? You can hold on with both hands, one hand or none, depending on how you feel. Okay, back to your march. So we're coming into a single side step. So we're going to step together. So we're lifting the leg, lifting the knee. Not too high to start with. I just want you to get your bodies, get your brains used to this movement. And again, we're stepping toe heel. And we're really thinking about our posture and how our body is in relation to our feet on the floor. So we're trying not to lean forwards or back. In seated, you can either tap out or you can make small steps, tap together. Okay, now because you're so good, we're going to carry on. We're going to lift and lift. So you're lifting over something and you're lifting over something. So lifting over, stepping over your cat. But both feet. So one lifts and lowers, the other lifts as high as the first one. Okay, so lift over together. In seated, Rob, if you want to just settle back in your chair, you could just lift your knees in front of you.
There you go, I can see your knees
That's
now.
it.
So as long as I can see your knees sticking out, Rob, I know you're doing your work. There you go.
Lovely. We're going to keep going because you're strong. Why do we need to do this? To get you up those stairs, in and out the car, up those hills when you're out. Don't you hate walking up hills? We do. That's it. We go to the gym and after we've sweated and worked really hard, there's 2 flights of stairs to go up. Are they trying to kill us? Really? Okay, last one. And march. Relax those shoulders. How do you feel? Are you okay? So lots of steps today. We're going to come into our lunge. So holding on to or having your support by you, a nice step out wide and forwards, keeping that chest lifted and a big push off back. Now I'm going to work with one side only for now. So it's working through that step, the land, that powerful push back and reset. You can always take a break when you reset. Seated, exactly the same. So in seated, we move to the front third of our chair. We're stepping forward and leaning. Okay, leaning. So keep going in standing, loading the weight through that leg, but also balancing and making sure you come back to a nice wide base of support. So a step, push off. So feel that confidence growing as your body gets used to stepping, finding that place that you're going to step into. And just one more, maybe 2, see how you go. Lovely. And then into just a heel lift, just a heel lift. Get your breath, move around or find yourself so that we can work through the other side. So we always work the outside leg so that you can hold or support yourself. You've got a nice stable base of support between the chair and your standing, your supporting leg. And we start again. So we come into that lunge and step back. Lunge and step back. Fabulous. Step back and keep it going. So remember, step wide. So if we step narrow, we're going to be really wobbly, aren't we? So we make that step out and forwards. Remember to lift your chest, think about your posture. That's it. Good. Fabulous. That's it, keep it going. Can you step a bit further and a bigger push back? How do you feel doing that? Only if you feel confident enough to do it. Lovely. That's it, one more. And back to your march, or just a heel lift. So lifting those heels. Okay, we're going to come back to those knee lifts. So lifting the legs in front of us. So directly in front. Again, Rob, just rest back into your chair and then lift those knees. That's it.
No, still can't see the knees.
Oh, there they are.
Oh, there they are.
It's a good job you got light coloured trousers. Okay, slightly different. Take those knees out and forwards. Or does it make your hips click? Or are you okay? So this is like the one where we try and put our pants on, isn't it? And this is the one that'll help you get those feet in front of you, those legs moved forwards to help you get off the floor. Okay, and in front of you, directly in front of you this time. So you might be getting a bit puffed out now. This is a big movement. It's working the big muscles in the front of your legs that help you lift those legs. So remember your posture. Breathe, smile. It's good for you. Honest. And then just recover. Lift those heels. We always keep moving. We don't want your blood pressure to plummet. So we keep lifting those heels, just gently moving. Fabulous. Good. Lovely. And then we're going to come into 2 steps. So just step together, step together, step together, step together. So just bringing your heart rates down safely at a measured pace. So we don't want your blood pressure to plummet. So keep breathing. We're still moving. Our hearts are still working quite hard, but you should start to feel like you can breathe a bit easier. If I said to you, how are you feeling? You go, oh, I'm okay. You wouldn't be like,
I'm dying.
yeah. Or I'm lovely, thanks. Because then you haven't worked hard enough, okay? Just saying. That's it. So just a couple of gentle steps together as you recover. And then back to behind or next to your support. Little sway to the side. Tap the foot. Sway and tap. Sway and tap. And then we're going to sway and lift. So if you can, we're just going to push up with one hand. Push up with the other. Da, da, da. We haven't had any music. Shall we have a little bit
yeah,
of
Owen, can you throw some tunes?
And then we'll come into, yeah, tum-ti-tum-tum.
Tum-ti-tum-tum, that
Tum-ti-tum-tum.
one.
And then we'll come into balance. So, oh, there we go. Makes me really happy, this music. I love it. It's like, so does Beryl. It's like,
We won't play the rock music,
no,
though.
not the rock music, no. And then feet, oh, in neutral. Lift those heels. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. And another one. Okay, so coming into balance straight away. If you need to have a sit down and recover, do, but this isn't too taxing, but it does need you to concentrate and focus. So, balance. We need to challenge your balance, otherwise it won't improve. So, we're going to come into our little tandem. So this is quite advanced, but you are advanced, so in experience. Okay, so we're going to take one foot directly in front of the other, and we're going to take our weight onto that front foot, and then we're going to walk. Now, you might need to move to a wall, or just make sure you've got a chair or a sideboard, and we come back. So taking your time in a tandem walk. Okay, I've got lights here, so I'm going to move my chair forward. So what I need you to do is when you're walking forwards, you're sliding your hand along, and you're not kind of, when you come past, you're not reaching. So only go as far as it's safe for you to go, and that allows you to have that support. Okay, and because we're moving, it's slightly easier than if we were still and static. So there's a gap between my heel and my toe, just to allow me to lift. So carefully placing that foot behind the other. In seated, it's similar. It's just a couple of steps and leaning forwards. Or Rob, if you wanted to, you could just lift one leg up off the floor to give you that sense of being unsteady and not being balanced. Ooh, I've walked away from my chair.
You all right?
Yeah, so, and again, what do we think about posture? So you can imagine if I was walking tandem and I was leaning forwards, our weight goes forwards and we have a tendency to fall forwards. So that's why we keep going on about your posture. So pull the muscles in your belly in, lift through the chest. And it's okay to, if you're tired, have a rest and slump, whatever you need to do, but then come back, really focusing on engaging through the body, relaxing through the shoulders, eye gazes forwards. Okay, try not to look down. Once you get used to this movement, your body knows where your feet are. Okay, so just rest out, march out if you need to. Lovely. And then we're going to add my favourite, one of my favourites, reach, and then we'll come into our little clock face. So feet are wider than your hips.
Why are your feet wider than your hips?
Because if you need to be balanced, then it gives you a wider base of support. If your feet are narrow, you're just gonna, if you do feel unsteady, you've got nothing to support you, whereas if your feet are wide, you've always got something to steady you. So we're gonna reach forwards and up with one arm, as if you're reaching something in the cupboard, and come back. So reaching forwards, and you'll notice that your weight is coming into the balls of the feet, and that's fine. So try to make sure that weight is evenly distributed through both of your feet. Reaching up, and if you wanted to, you could add both arms, going up, up, I wasn't concentrating. So reaching up and bringing those hands back down, reaching up. And then we're going to stop there. We're going to hold it there for a minute, and we're just going to come to our feet. So feet are wide, and we're going to transfer the weight onto the balls of the feet and lift those heels and then drop down. So keep those knees soft, coming up and lowering down, and just work with it. And it might start making your calves ache, depends what you've been up to.
Come on, pull your bellies in, please. I can see your bellies popping out.
And what do we do here? How do we make our ankles stable? So we put the weight through the big toes, second toes, which stabilizes those ankles. And then we can add that reach up. Okay, and come back down. So it's controlled, it's slow, you're reaching forwards and up. And we're coming onto toes. Big toe, second toe, reaching up. Lovely, Rob, reaching up and forwards. And then if you can, if you're happy to, but only if you're confident, both hands onto the tiptoes. You can always reset and rest at the bottom. Lovely. Check those points. So relax the knees, relax the shoulders, keep breathing. It can be a bit scary, this one. There we go. And if you're little, Beryl, then you have to reach up sometimes into the cupboards a bit more. One of our ladies, who was it? I know, in Carnan Downs, used to climb on the worktop. She was in her 80s, Jo.
God, I
And
remember
she used
that.
to climb on the worktops, and I was like, Joe, please don't. Right, march it out. Well done. So, one more bit of balance on both legs. Well, both alternatively. Oh, I can never say that word.
What word?
Alternately.
Alternate.
Alternately.
Oh, I can't say it now.
So,
Simultaneously.
simultaneous. No,
that's the same.
Yeah.
One
at a time.
Alternate.
Both together, but one at a time. So,
Oh, crikey.
we go in to 12 o'clock. We come into 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock, whichever foot you're on. So you're working the foot that's furthest away from your support. Then it's a 4-point. So we go to the front, to 12, to the side, 3 or 9, and back to 6. And then back to 3 or 9. So it's not quite a lunge. I want you to come back to the centre every time. And then how do you feel about just tapping your foot in the centre?
Chris, are you all right there, my
So you're
darling?
not putting all your weight in the centre.
12,
Just thumbs
3
up.
o'clock, 6 o'clock,
That's it.
3 o'clock.
And does it feel better the more you do it? Are you feeling more confident? And why do we do this? So imagine if I was a bit wobbly and I was feeling a bit wobbly and I was gonna fall forward, so we step. If I was gonna wobble to the side, we step and wobble to the back, step, rather than clinging on to furniture or somebody. Okay, we're gonna change sides. So walk around your chair or move to a different area and start again on the other side. So 12, 3, 6, and back to 3 or 9. Is that confusing? So relax your shoulders. That's it. How do you feel if this time we go to 2 o'clock and then we go to 12 o'clock and then we might go to 4 o'clock and then back to 6 o'clock and then 4 o'clock and 2 o'clock and 12 o'clock. Lovely. Really good. Keep it going. That's it, Rob. So just moving with it.
You can see you shifting weight,
Yeah, you can.
so that's good.
Good. And then have a little march out. Fantastic.
Anita, are you breathing okay today? You're okay?
Right, should we go into strength? Have you all got a band? Grab your bands and have a sit down. Grab a drink if you need to. Lovely. Oh, I didn't do a dance with them.
No, you didn't do your
I
dance
didn't.
today. I love your little dance.
Oh, maybe we can do a nice little bit of Tai Chi. Our lovely floaty Tai Chi. We love that.
Yeah, we'll do that after,
Yeah.
yeah. We know
Okay.
Beryl likes that.
I know. We love Tai Chi, don't we? It's so nice. Right, I'll just let you all get set up. So, bands. Lovely TheraBands. So, today I thought we're going to wrap it either around your back or around the back of the chair. And then hold it hold it where your chest is.
Bottom of your ribs.
Bottom of your ribs.
Or your bra, should you be
Yeah.
wearing one.
Yeah. And have some tension on it.
I know, you don't even have to speak, Rob. I knew exactly what you were going to say then.
Right, so you've got some tension and your elbows are tucked nice and back, okay? Nice and back. Your elbows tucked back. So I shouldn't be able to see your elbows, so you can't see my elbows sticking out, can you? Right, so we're going to keep our elbows right back there. So it's almost like you're sticking your chest out. Relax your shoulders. So what I mean is don't bring them up, drop them down. And then we're going to send one arm forwards and slowly bring that elbow back in. And then the other one. Now you can adjust the band. Mine's quite tight and I've got a dodgy shoulder. So I'm going to loosen this side a bit so it's not so tight on this side. So sending it forwards and slowly back.
Smile, Shirley. You're concentrating too much there, lovely.
That's it.
So why do we do this?
Well, resistance work is really good for our muscles, our joints, and it's like lifting a weight. It's the equivalent of lifting a weight, but we're using the resistance through the band or your body. Can you do both hands? Push away. And we know that weight training is so good for our bones. So bone health, building strength through those bones, joints, muscles is going to keep you stronger, more mobile, more independent for much, much longer. Is that hard? Are you getting the shakes? Okay, back to one arm. Bring it back in slowly. So if you let it ping back in, you're not getting a workout on that back bit, okay? And we could go into all the science and things, but you don't need to know the posh names for it. And rest. So rest those shoulders, rest the arms. But keep the band there. Keep the band there. So adjust your hands if you need to. Give it a try. And we're going to take the arms out this time so that we straighten off the arms and bring those elbows back down to the side. Oh, I'm quite uneven. So pushing out, out, out and lowering slowly back in. Chris, I know you have dodgy shoulders, so just make it longer if you don't want to add so much resistance. Bringing those elbows back in. So really working through the shoulders. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Oh, make it longer if it's too much, shorter if you need to work a bit harder, and rest it out there. Just wiggle jiggle. Okay, let's come to legs. So we're going to bring our knees in together and feet in together. Now to put this safely under your feet, knees, sorry, lift your heels, keep looking forwards, wrap the band underneath both your thighs, just above your knees, and then drop your heels down. Then we put one band over one side, the band other side goes across, and we hold it in the middle. Okay, so we've got the ends just flapping around there. And then you're going to walk your feet out. So your knees are together, and then we start to take those knees wide.
Chris, sit upright for me, love. Sit upright, Chris.
That's it. So come away from the back of the chair. So knees wide. So
That's
you should
it, nice and tall, Shirley.
You should have some tension through that band on the way out and on the way back in. And sometimes you might need to just hip walk forwards in the chair so that you're sitting away from the back. So we're going to hold it out this time, and we're going to do tiny little pulses. Tiny little pulses. Lovely. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Keep the band there, make it tighter, adjust, because that was one round, one set, and you're so strong we're going to do another set. So make sure you're away from the chair and think about your posture. Relax your shoulders and send those knees wide again, and lower them, release them back in, and again. So sending them wide and release, and again. And one more time we're going to hold it out. So hold it right out, tiny weeny little presses. Tiny weeny little presses. Tiny weeny little presses. 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower those, release those legs back in. Lovely. Are we all right? Let's do a leg one. So I want you to hip walk forwards into the front third of your chair. And then we're going to just rest back. Put the band under the centre of your foot, so around the instep. We did this last week, didn't we? And then hold the tops like a ponytail. Yeah, so you got the tops dangling over the top.
Ponytail.
Ponytail, that's what they say. No?
I don't know.
Like you've got your hair in a ponytail.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to lift that knee. So rest back, lift the knee, pin those hands on your hips and leave them there. Send that leg away, straighten the leg. We're going to stay with that lift and straighten. So bend that knee up, push away, tighten, squeeze those quads, those thigh muscles, bring it back right in, push away. 2 more. And last one. Don't drop your foot yet. Don't drop, lift and lower. Is that mean? Sorry. Just lift and lower. Squeeze those toes up. 4, 3, smile. 2, 1. Drop that leg down. Unhook. And then pop the band under the other foot. Ready?
Nice and tall, please.
Ready to go for the next one. So
there you go, nice and tall, Chris.
That's it. Lean back in your chairs. Nice. Even though you're leaning back, we have a lovely long neutral spine. I'm not kind of slouched. So lift that leg, pin the hands onto the hips, straighten that leg, and lift the knee. Bring it back in. Straighten. Squeeze those muscles in the thighs. Lift. Push away. Lift. Not, you know, when we started this, we'd lift, squeeze, and then lower, but you're so much stronger. I can't remember how many we've done. We'll go 1 more, and then we're going to lift and lower. 8, 7, if you can. 6, if not, stop where you need to. 4, I think. 3, I think. 2, 1. Well done. Give your hips a little shake, a little move. Fabulous. Lovely. Are we okay? So we'll come into our should we stretch first or Tai Chi first?
Tai Chi first.
We'll do Tai Chi first, and then we'll do a little stretch, and then a little bit of relaxation.
Ta-da!
And you're done. Okay. Hang your bands. Oh, that was rubbish.
Easy tiger.
Okay, so if you want to stand up for Tai Chi, please stand up. Are you coming in for Tai Chi or not? Do you want to sit out? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so feet nice and wide. Wider than hips, and just start to take your weight one side to the other, and then add those arms. So just let those arms float side to side, just side to side, and then we start to just add in that lovely chi ball, and we're going to slow it right down, slower than a slow thing, even slower than that. 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. So you should be able to count 8 to one side. Okay, so have a look. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
One breath, one move.
Lovely, that's better. Good, okay. Scoop and push away. Lovely. Lift, push away. Good. Scoop, push away. Okay, side to side. Good. Okay, let's scoop again. So scoop and push away, come down and lift. Come together. Okay, we're coming into that lovely wide V. So reach, breathe, stretch and fold down. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Lovely. And lift and reach. Enjoy that stretch. Fold. Push
Squeeze the
those
shoulder blades.
fingers.
Stretch, reach up, lift the chin.
And fold. Okay, one hand then the other. So just in front of you, slowly floating.
Slow it down, Meryl.
And you can add that knee bend if you want to, just at the bottom of that movement. Okay, let's come back to that V. And fold, reach back, squeeze those shoulder blades. Okay, into our little reach up. Hands point, cross over, cross again, down. Reach up, other hand into that beak and push and cross, open, keep going. So beak, across the body, cross over and open. One more time. Lift and push away. Lift. Okay, so push as if you're pushing something away and up. Lovely. And then into our horse's mane. So both hands come together and open. Other side, hands together, push open. Lovely. Push together and open. Last time. Lovely. And let's float.
Oh, look beautiful. Just think about the rhythm of your breath.
Okay, last time through. We're going to reach up, so reach. And fold. Squeeze, push. Reach up again. Reach high. And fold. Push away. Lovely. And then back to that chi ball as we come. To slow it down.
Don't they look lovely?
Relax those shoulders. Breath is a normal pace. Make that movement smaller, just in front of you. Okay, take a deep breath in, circle the arms. Bring those hands into your heart space. And then make your way to a seated position. And give you a little stretch out. So actually the Tai Chi is a lovely little stretch, I think. We've stretched your chest with those shoulder blades, squeezes. So let's just take one arm, take it out, wiggle your fingers, send it across your body, and then just support that hand, the arm, with the other hand. So you're just supporting it, and then just give it a little bring, just pull it into your body. Thanks, Stuart, take care. So relax that shoulder as well, just let it drop down. Lovely. And then we're going to send that hand up, up, up. Lovely. Send that hand towards the middle of your shoulder blades. Give it a nudge if you need to. You don't have to. And then relax. Other hand reaches out. Bring it across your body. Just support that arm with the other hand. Relax the shoulders. Feet should be nice and wide as always. Fabulous. And send that hand up, reach up, and then hand towards the shoulder blade. See where you get to. Clock it, because we'll be doing this next week for your assessments. Sit and let go. Just a little hamstring stretch. So foot in front of you, hands on the other thigh, toes of that long leg of pointing up to the ceiling, and hinge from the hip and just lean forwards. So a lovely stretch into the back of that leg. And then we're going to change sides. So other leg goes out straight, hands on the opposite thigh, leaning forwards. Big breath in. We're going to keep that leg there as we sit up, and we'll come into the calf stretch. So relax the toes off and then squeeze the toes up towards the knee. So the toes should be pointing up and then right up towards your face. And then we're going to swap sides because we didn't do the other one. So relax the toes, give it a shake, squeeze those toes up towards the knee. Lovely. Feet nice and wide. Send those hands over your knees, round the spine, drop the chin to chest. Stretching out through the width of your shoulder blades now. Feel the ribs separating, dropping the shoulders, relaxing the shoulders, pulling the belly in, still to support your spine. Just come up, rise into neutral, and then we're going to go back into that movement. So one more time, round through the spine, drop those hands over the knees, chin to chest or towards the chest. And just wiggle jiggle if you need to. Lovely. And then make yourselves comfortable in your chair for lovely relaxation motivator. If you could just lower the music a little bit, Owen, that would be lovely.
Change the music.
Could you
change the music?
Just change it or lower it, thank you.
A bit plinky plonky.
Okay, so make yourselves comfortable. Just relax the whole of your body. Whether you're in your chair or on a sofa, we're going to work through the body and the breathing. So just start to take some long, slow breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And feel the lungs, the ribs expanding as you breathe in, as you take that lovely recovery breath in through the nose, deep down into the belly, and let it go. Let the whole of that breath go as you breathe out all the way until you're ready to take another breath in. A long, deep, slow breath in. And just feel your body melting with each breath out. Feel your body relaxing a little bit more with each breath out. And just let your mind drift with each breath out. And if your mind wanders, that's fine. You can always come back to your breath and your breathing. So noticing how your body feels and letting go of any tension or any tightness, soreness, working up from your toes, spreading the toes out in the shoes or just on the floor, relaxing through the ankles, the muscles in the calf, around the kneecaps, tops of the thighs and the backs of the thighs, around the bottom, and then working around the belly. The muscles in the middle of the back, the lower back, all letting go. And then working through the shoulders, the shoulder blades, relaxing those shoulder blades. Moving if you need to just make yourself a bit more comfortable. The muscles in the chest, the shoulders relax. And the fingers just rest gently on your lap or wherever is comfortable for you. So your fingers are separated. And just rest gently. The muscles around your neck, your jaw relax. Teeth separate and the tongue just rests gently on the roof of the mouth. And you can almost hear a little snore at the back of your throat. Relax through the cheekbones, the temples, the eyelids and the eyebrows, the muscles in the forehead and in the scalp. Just let it go. Around the back of the neck, the back of the head, and the back of the shoulders. So your whole body is resting, relaxed and gentle. Just feeling that breath, being aware of that breath. Now it's slowed down. It's at your pace, your rhythm. And that's wonderful. There's no pressure to do anything or to be anywhere, just for the next minute. Just feeling your breath in your body, relaxing, recovering. And notice that breath, how shallow it is now. And then just being aware of your body, not moving it just yet. Being aware of your toes, your calves, your thighs, your bottom, your shoulders, your shoulder blades, your arms and your hands, your face. And then just starting to gently move your body in whatever way is comfortable for you. Taking some more regular breaths. Ready for the rest of the day, for whatever you've got planned. You might want a little stretch, a yawn, a big breath in and a long breath out. Opening your eyes, rolling through your shoulders. Lots of lovely stretches going on there. Rolling through, wakening your body up. Well done, lovely people. And you've survived another Friday Totter. So well done, you worked really hard. You look super strong, super balanced. You're really amazing. So join us again on Monday or Friday, 10:30, and